Hello. Let me see. I have a Freezy, Gliz, Destiny, Sojas, Domas, Afwa. Is I'm showing muscle? No, I came back from the gym. I That was around 5 anyway, but I had a different other class. I have other classes. But yeah, welcome. How many are we here? We are 14. Where's everybody? Please tell them to come quickly, so that we can finish up this thing in the next 2 hours, please. I'm extremely tired. I've been with AP2 class since 5. Okay, let's give them 5 minutes. Antoinette, good evening. Welcome. Okay, we are up to 20 now. Let's see. We are supposed to do what chapters again? "12, 13, 14, and 15, right? Yes. Yes, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So we have to be very fast, though. Guys, you know, like people in AP2, they were so slow. So I just did one chapter with them and that's it. Do you get? So please don't be like that, though. I'm telling you now. Because like once it's 10 o'clock, I have to run off. I have other meetings to attend today. I have meeting this evening by 10:30. So you need to be very fast. And once it's I need up to 10 people to respond to a particular answer for me to be able to move. the faster the better. We'll be able to cover a whole lot of things before, you know what I mean. So please. Okay. So so we are starting with chapter 12, nervous system. Are you guys ready? Ready. Okay. Perfect. Perfecto. Nah, this thing is so long ago, honestly. Like, it's so long, man. But there are videos, so I believe that you guys see the videos, So it's that's with this will definitely help you. Okay, so let's start with this. So some of these answers, I won't be posting it in the group. I'll just expect you to understand it. So let's start. Let's test the microphone. Look at this question. The Dutch division carries signals to the smooth muscle in the large intestine. We have the visceral sensory, we have the somatic sensory, we have the visceral motor, we have the somatic motor, and we have the afferent. That's afferent. Visceral sensory, somatic sensory, visceral motor, somatic motor, afferent. Six people. We are testing the microphone and I'm seeing 6 people. Come on, guys. This is when I should be seeing like 20 people responding. We have not started the main team now. Let's not waste time, please. We have to be 10 people, then I move to the next question. Okay, so the answer to that question is visceral motor. We are still testing the microphone, guys. Let me see. Look at this question. Which of the following are effectors? Which of the following are effectors? Receptors, A. Stimuli, B. Reflexes, C. Glands, D. Sense organs, E. Yes, that's correct. Look at this question. So the answer to that question is gland. You are correct. What is another name for autonomic nervous system? What's another name for autonomic nervous system? Pay attention to the options. A, visceral sensory division. B, somatic sensory division. C, visceral motor division. D, somatic motor division. E, central nervous system. If you know the answer to that question, if it's something you know, you answer it without even thinking 2 times. What is another name for autonomic nervous system? A, visceral sensory division. B, somatic sensory division. C, visceral motor division. D, somatic motor division. E, central nervous system. Yes, the answer is visceral motor division. I'll give you this question also, and I'll still say out the option. I think this is very fast, and you guys are, at least for this testing the microphone question, when we get to the hard part, I'll start posting it so that it will not waste too much time. Look at this question. Some dash neurons are specialized to detect stimuli, whereas dash neurons send signals to the effectors of the nervous system. Efferent, afferent. Let me just post it. So efferent, afferent, afferent, efferent, motor, sensory, efferent, inter, afferent, inter. Come on, guys, let's go, let's go, let's go. Yes, the answer is B, efferent, afferent, efferent, A and E. Okay, let me just ask this question. This one is also about 90% of neurons in the nervous system are dash neurons. Which type of neurons are 90%? We have sensory, we have motor, we have afferent, we have efferent, we have inter. Which one? Yes. Inter. Inter is correct, guys. It's just testing the microphone, right? And they will ask you, okay. I don't know if I should. Okay, fine. Let's just test the among the last final microphones so that everybody will be happy. Look at this question. What is the most common type of neuron? Multipolar, bipolar, unipolar, anasonic, and dendritic. Which one? Perfect. Multipolar. Oh, I didn't post the question self. Okay. This is. Look at this question. Look at this question. I just posted it. The term nerve fiber refers to A or and dash. A, nerve cell, organelle, organ, axon, bundle of macromolecules in nerve cells. Previous question. That one is just testing the microphone question. That's the previous question. But this one is the term nerve fiber refers to what? Let me see. Yes, axon. You guys are very correct. I don't know if it's axon or axon. Okay, look at this question. I shouldn't be giving options for this, but like still testing the microphone. Which glia cell is found wrapped around the axons in the PNS? Quickly, guys, quickly. Schwann cells. So automatically you know about oligodendrocytes. So I'm jumping any question with that. In which part of the neuron is supposed to have been visually found? See, okay. Look at these questions. I like the way you guys are flowing. That's nice. So I don't even need. Look at this one. What is the primary site on the neuron for receiving signals from other neurons? Yes, dendrites. Okay. Trying to. No, I'm not gonna ask this. So look at this question. Yes, dendrites. That's correct. Look at this. Look at this one. A myelin sheet is composed primarily of lipids and proteins, carbohydrates and proteins, glycoproteins and carbohydrates, proteins and glycoproteins, polysaccharides and proteins. What's the answer? Visceral motor, lipids and proteins. Okay, you're answering everything at the same time. Yes, the answer is lipids and proteins. You guys are correct. I love this. Like, we are moving quite connection. Perfect, 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 perfect. Look at this question. Look at this question. This is A. This is B. This is C. This is D. And this is E. What's the answer, guys? Is it 911? Okay. Okay, so you guys are very correct. The answer is A large diameter myelinated axon. The thing is that myelination makes conduction faster, right? And when the diameter is of the axon is also large, it makes conduction faster. So imagine two things that increases the rate of conduction being together in one particular nerve cell. Do you understand? It will be super fast. I don't know if you understand. So a large diameter is fast, myelinated is fast. Do you understand? Automatically, it's faster than a small diameter myelinated. You understand? That myelination makes that small diameter fast, but it can be faster than the one that is large and what myelinated. I think, yeah, I hope you understand. Maybe you understand it with other questions when we proceed, all right? There are more questions like that. I will show you. I'll show you, all right? We already, this one, I shouldn't be asking this kind of question, but let me just ask it, just for formality's sake, to make sure, so that I can jump all the questions on ions. What's the answer to this question? Come on, guys. Which of the following ions has the greatest influence on RMP? We have sodium chloride, calcium, phosphates, potassium. Which one? Come on, guys. Give me that energy that you brought initially. So the answer is potassium, right? Okay. Okay, look at this question. Yes, the answer is potassium. Yeah. Look at this question. Where do most local potentials form in a neuron? We have the dendrites, the cell bodies, the axon hillock, the trigger zone, the Schwann cells. Where do most local potentials form in a neuron? We have the dendrites, the cell bodies, the axon hillock, the trigger zone, the Schwann cells. Why is this one difficult? Why are we taking so much time? Come on, guys. We don't have time. Oh. One, two, three, four, five. Five responses. Yes, dendrites. Okay. Look at this question. In neuron, the opening of sodium gates typically leads to. This is A. This is B. This is C. This is D. And this is E. Okay. So what do we have? In the neuron, the opening of sodium gates typically leads to what? This one is very straightforward, man. Like pure. I don't even expect you to think about it 2 times. Sapphire. Welcome to silver. Thank you. Yes, the answer to that question is C, depolarization of membrane. Welcome. Good evening. Thank you. Okay, guys. So I gave you an option, and this is the question for that option. Welcome. This is the question. Which of the following will cause the plasma membrane to hyperpolarize when at its RMP? A, an inflow of sodium, an inflow of potassium, an inflow of calcium, an inflow of chloride, and outflow of chloride. Yes, the answer is an inflow of chloride. All right. So think about it. The internal environment is already negative, right? So when sodium rushes inside, adding negative charges to already negative interior makes the membrane potential more negative. Make sense? Makes it more negative. All right. So that's is why chloride inflow of chloride is the answer. All right. So yes, that's question A, B, C, D. That's option D. Yes, that's option D. So you have to know the characteristics of social potential, local potentials. I don't want to be wasting time on those questions because we don't have time. You have to check the characteristics of local potentials, all right, and what they mean. Like for example, local potential are graded. What does it mean? It means that they are, they vary in magnitude according to the strength of the stimulus. All right, something like that. That's something that they can ask. Yeah. So look at this. Look at this. I'll post you the options. Inactivation. Opening. So look at this. Which of the following is most likely to cause a rapid depolarization? Opening of chloride channels, opening of sodium channels, opening of potassium channels, inactivation of sodium channels, closing of sodium channels. So what's the answer, guys? If you say opening of sodium channels, you are correct. So not potassium, guys, please. It's sodium. All right. Potassium is already inside. When you open it, it starts coming out. You understand? Starts coming out. But this one, we're talking about sodium. When sodium enters inside, a depolarization occurs. You understand? Okay. So look at these options. Wow, it's looking a little fudgy. So I'll give you the this. Just give me a minute. Okay, this is the question here. In an action potential, let me post the question. I hope that's the question. Yes, yes. In an action potential, which event directly follows repolarization? In an action potential, which event directly follows repolarization? We have threshold is reached, hyperpolarization of the membrane, depolarization of the membrane, hyperpolarization of the membrane, the resting membrane potential is reinstated. What was the answer, guys? In an action potential, which event directly follows the repolarization? Threshold is reached, hyperpolarization of the membrane, depolarization of the membrane, hyperpolarization of the membrane. Okay, the fourth one is hypopolarization of the membrane, because I was wondering, it sounds alike. Why is it sounding so alike? All right. So first one is threshold is reached. Second one is hyperpolarization of the membrane. Second one is depolarization of the membrane. Fourth one is hypopolarization of the membrane, and the resting membrane potential is reinstated. Why was I getting it? Let me see. Hyper. Jumbo bumbo. Where is everybody? Quickly, guys. Quickly. We don't have much time. Yes, the answer is hyper. All right. The answer is hyperpolarization. Look at this question. Yes, that's hyperpolarization is B. Yes, you're correct. Boom. Boom. Look at this question, guys. Don't mind me. I'm trying to be very, very fast. All right. So immediately you answer, I move. So look at this question. Local potentials are dash, whereas action potentials are dash. A, irreversible, reversible. B, self-propagating local. C, graded all or none. D, non-decremental, decremental. And E, produced by voltage regulated channels, produced by gated channels. Yes, the answer is graded or graded, all or none. Yes. Yes. So it's very, very important that you understand that. Please, if anybody's confused, please call me back so that I can always explain. So local potentials are always graded, but action potentials are all or none. So it's called hyperpolarization. Hyperpolarization. Okay, look at this question. It's just very similar to the one we've answered before, but it's a little tricky. So I need you to look at it properly. So let me see. So this is the options. This is A. This is B. This is C. This is D. So what causes hyperpolarization? No, you are correct. What causes hyperpolarization, guys? Sodium ions enter the cell, sodium ions leave the cells, potassium ions enter the cell, potassium ions leave the cell. Both sodium and potassium ions leave the cell. Okay, yeah, you guys are very correct. The answer is D, actually. Potassium ions leave the cell. You understand? So did you notice two things that can cause hyperpolarization? One is potassium leaving the cell. Another one is what? Chloride ion entering the cell. Both of them can cause hyperpolarization, all right? So it's very important that you know this. Okay, let me see if you guys understand the concept properly. Look at this. Yeah, inflow of chlorine as well, yes. When the voltage of a plasma membrane shifts from plus 35 toward 0 MV, the cell is depolarizing, repolarizing, hyperpolarizing, reaching threshold, exiting the threshold. Yes, you guys are very correct. You're extremely correct. So, do you remember what happens in going back to negativity? Exactly, that's the polarization. You're correct. Do you remember what happens during a refractory period? Yes. So you tell me which one is correct. Which one is correct? During the absolute refractory period, which of the following is true? Where is everybody? Are they still reading the question? Hurry up now. The faster the better, guys. Okay, yes, the answer is E. Let me just. The answer is E. This is another question. This is A. No, the answer to that question is E. This is B. This is C. This is D. This is E. All of the following are typical characteristics of neurotransmitters except stash. What's the answer, guys? They are synthesized by a presynaptic neuron. They are released in response to stimulation. They are released into the bloodstream before reaching the postsynaptic cell. They bind to specific receptors on the postsynaptic cell. They alter the physiology of the postsynaptic cell. Quickly. You guys also know that the cholinergic synapse uses acetylcholine, right? So what's the answer to that question, guys? I'm seeing only 4 responses. Yes, the answer is C. Okay, that's good. So, guys, what is the most common inhibitory neurotransmitter? What's the most common inhibitory neurotransmitter in the brain? We have GABA, we have noradrenaline, we have epinephrine, we have acetylcholine, we have norepinephrine. GABA, noradrenaline, epinephrine, acetylcholine, and norepinephrine. Most common inhibitory neurotransmitter. Yes, the answer to that question is GABA. It's the most inhibitory. Most common inhibitory, right? You already know that what happens in cholinergic system. First of all, it uses acetylcholine, right? And the synaptic vesicles release acetylcholine. All of you know that, so I'm not asking a question on that. Now let's talk about what happens in the adrenergic system, because that's the one I'm sure most people find difficult. Let's see what happens in the adrenergic system. Look at this question, guys. I'll give you the options. I really need you to understand it very well, because there are a lot of questions I'm trying to jump. Similar questions you may see. If I don't jump them, we are going to sleep here tonight. So that's A to C. This is D. And this is E. So what happens, which of these events happens first in adrenergic transmission? Come on, let's go. Yes, so the answer is C. That's G protein dissociated from NE, all right? So usually the binding happens, norepinephrine binds to its receptor. The norepinephrine binding causes G protein to dissociate, all right? That dissociation, frees that G protein that has been dissociated now moves, in the plasma membrane, and from there it binds to adenylate cyclase, right? Then that binding to adenylate cyclase now converts ATP to what? To cyclic AMP, CAMP, and CAMP is the second messenger. You understand? And from there, the CAMP, activates all the downstream effects, right? Various internal enzymes are activated, like protein kinases, which leads to the final cellular responses, like, increasing heart rates, dilating the bronchioles, stuff like that. But that's the sequence of adenylate cyclase. All right, that's the sequence of adrenergic cascade, right? Or beta adrenergic pathway, if we want to call it that way. So you need to know it, in order, so that, in any order they give you, you'll be able to respond to it. Okay. Okay. This is antidepressant medications. Let me. So this is a very technical kind of question, and I need everybody to respond. Last question, only 5 people responded. Please, you people will be up to 10 now, right? Please. Yeah. If you don't know, it's Bright 911. Don't just keep quiet and keep watching, please. This is not a watching class. Please. This is you responding to those questions as if in exam hall. So if you're in your exam hall and you don't know the answer to that question, oh, what did I type? I don't know the answer to the question. What do? Do you just keep quiet and you keep looking? Doubt if you do that. You have to make an attempt, all right? Please. So this is C. This is D. And this is E. Answer, guys. Come on, guys. Yes, the answer is A. Synaptic vesicles. Let me see. Which of these does not contribute? Yes, synaptic vesicles secrete neurotransmitters by exocytosis. It does not contribute to cessation. Cessation is everything stopping, but this is exocytosis. It's actually increasing or causing the effect to continue. All right, so that's correct. You need to pay attention to that so that you don't get it wrong. Which neurotransmitter excites? They usually ask you which neurotransmitter excites skeletal muscle and inhibits cardiac muscle. All of you know it's acetylcholine. All right. Um. Okay, I'm gonna ask you 2 questions and I leave. Just a minute. Okay. Look at this. Oh boy. Control X. Look at this question. This is the completion of the question. You have to pay attention and read that question properly. Pay attention and read it properly, please. As you are reading it, I'm posting the options. So those are the 4 options, guys. So let's go. Come on, guys. Come on. We don't have much time. You say, my God. I don't understand. What do you mean by my God? Truth of matter is that if you know that question, you know the question. It's as simple as that. Yes. And the answer is A. The answer is A, guys. The answer is A. That's the sequence of cholinergic transmission. Like, this is very straightforward. When action potential travels down the axon, what does it do? It depolarizes the knob. You understand? That's D. Then the next thing it changes the voltage that triggers the opening of calcium channel. I always say this: calcium enters inside, rushes inside. All right. What does the calcium do? Calcium busts the vesicles and pours out the acetylcholine through exocytosis. That's C. Then from there, the acetylcholine binds to the receptors. Right. It can be nicotinic or muscarinic. Right. It binds to it. You understand? And from there, sodium rushes in. You understand? Which leads us to the last one. The influx of sodium causes what? Depolarization, known as what? Excitatory postsynaptic what? Potential, EPSP. So this is just exactly how the transmission works. You understand? This is how the transmission works, the cholinergic transmission. It's just big. This is one of the simplest questions you can even meet. Just that it's big. All right? So let's see this one. Since you guys got that, let's see adrenergic. This is adrenergic. We've already done it before, you see. We've already done it before, but let's give it a try again. Something similar. This is A. B. C. D. Best way to check this question is look at the option. 2 starts with E, 2 starts with D. So just pick E, check if E is correct, check if D is correct. If E is correct, then the other, you eliminate 2 immediately, remaining 2. You understand? You automatically, you understand the point. That's how you proceed with this kind of question, so that it'll be very fast. Let's go, guys. I've already described this thing now in the past question, so I don't see why it's difficult for you guys. Yes, the answer is A. All right, that's EDCAB. Yes, that's the answer. I've described it. So if you don't get it, please pause the video. later on. You can't pause it now, live. Forgot. Later when you are seeing it, just go to live stream, pause, go back, and you'll be able to see the stuff properly. All right. So look at I'm jumping straight to spinal cord now. Yes, the first one, yes. Jumping straight to spinal cord now. So this A, this is B, this is C, this is D, and this is E. Come on, guys. This is the first question now. Which I following is not a function associated with the spinal cord? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 people. We are up to 20 here. So at least more than half of this class should be answering. You have to hurry up, all right? They will ask you about the layers of the meninges. You know, the dura mater, you know, the middle layer. The middle layer is arachnoid and the inner layer is pia. So you guys know this. You know, so yes, the answer to that question is A. Protect the neurons in the ascending and the descending tracts. Huh? It's not one of the functions associated with spinal cord. That's A. So look at this question, guys. Voluntary motor impulses leave the spinal cord via dash of the gray matter. Option A, anterior horn. B, posterior horn. C, anterior funiculus. Posterior funiculus. And lateral horn. So we have anterior horn, anterior funiculus, posterior funiculus, and lateral horn. Yes, the answer is A, anterior horn. So look at this question. The CSF fluid fills between dash and dash. Between dash and dash, we have the dural sheet and dural matter. Dural sheet, dural matter A. Dural sheet and vertebral bones B. Dural matter and arachnoid C. D is arachnoid matter and pear matter, and E is dural matter and pear matter. Let me just post it because I know a lot of people will be waiting. But I know people that grab it, that knows the answer already knows it. You don't even need option. Yeah. CSF, where does it feel? So arachnoid and pear matter, yes. That question is just a test of microphone question. Just a test of microphone. Look at this question. The bundle of nerve roots that occupy the vertebral canal from L2 to S5 is called the dash. We have the medullary cone, we have the cauda equina, we have the lumbosacral enlargement, we have the cervical enlargement, and we have the spinal cord. What's the answer? Quickly, guys, L2 to S5. That bundle of nerve fiber that occupies that vertebral canal is called what? Is it the medullary cone? Is it the cauda equina? Is it the lumbosacral enlargement? Is it the cervical enlargement? Is it the spinal cord? Quickly, guys. No, it's fine. The problem. Yes, the answer is cauda equina. Cauda equina. All right, that's the answer to that question. Look at this one. Which of the following fractures would be the least likely to cause a spinal cord injury? Okay, yeah, you guys are so correct. So the point is, like from that, the vertebral column grows faster than the spinal cord, right? So, the spinal cord keep going up to meet the vertebral column, and because of that, it moves to around, it tapers off around L2, L4, L1, L2. All right. So if a fracture occurs at L4, that's just the cauda equina. You understand? Around the area of the cauda equina or the medullary conus, or that's conus medullaris. All right. So around that region, if there's an injury there, it can only give you cauda equina syndrome. All right, but not um, the spinal cord problem. You understand? So that's why. So the answer to that question is a fracture of vertebral L4. Very important that you know that. L4. Look at this question. Look at this question, guys. And the options. Well, most of you already knows this. So look at the options. This A, this is B, this is C, this is D, and this is E. Come on, guys, let's go. Epidural anesthesia is introduced to the epidural space between the dash to block pain signals during pregnancy. Where do we put epidural? I like this question. Yes, the answer is B, between the dura and the vertebra. All right. Look at this question. Very interesting question. Let me see. Pay attention. I will give you the options. Which of the following structures is the richest in lipid content? We have gray matter, white matter, arachnoid, dura, pear matter. Which of these matters? Gray matter, white matter, arachnoid matter, dura matter, pear matter. Which of the following structures is richest in lipid content? Come on, guys. Yes, it's white matter. It makes sense because white matter has a lot of what myelination. And myelin sheet is the major component of myelin sheet is what lipid. So it makes sense, lipid and protein. So that makes sense. All right. So it's just you adding 1 and 2 together. Okay. Hold on. Second order neurons. Okay, look at this question. Very fast. Let's see how fast we can go. We already spent more than an hour. Second order neurons synapse with the third order neurons in the dash. Second order neurons. Remember the 3 boxes that are going to Brooklyn. 3 boxes that are going to Brooklyn. You understand? First order, second order, and third order. Where did they synapse? The second order neuron synapse with third order neuron. Where? Thalamus, dorsal root ganglion, spinal cord, cerebral cortex, medulla oblongata. Yes, the answer is thalamus to that question. The answer is thalamus. All right. Look at this question. Which of the following is an yes, it's thalamus. Look at this question, guys. Which of the following is an ascending tract? Okay, hold on. Vestibular. Okay. So look at this question. Yes, the answer to that question is thalamus, guys. It's thalamus. So look at this question. Which of the following is an ascending tract of the spinal cord? We have lateral tectospinal tract, medial reticulospinal tract, ventral corticospinal tract, vestibulospinal tract, and gracile fasciculus. What's the answer, guys? What's the answer, guys? So it's gracile. I told you anything spinal is Anything spinal is descending, right? Okay. How about this? Let's see. The signals that control your handwriting travel down the spinal cord in the dash tracts. We have tectospinal, we have corticospinal, we have lateral vestibulospinal, we have medial vestibulospinal, we have spinal cerebellar. The signals that control your handwriting down the spinal cord. What's the answer? Come on, guys. Which one controls the handwriting? The answer is corticospinal, guys. It's corticospinal. Nerve fibers are insulated from one another. So look at this question. So it's talking about individual insulation of nerve fibers. Nerve fibers are insulated from one another by dash. We have perineurium, we have endoneurium, we have fascicles, we have epineurium, we have blood vessels. This one is a giveaway. Quickly, guys. And that's the only one I'll be discussing in all, because there are like 4 questions on this particular thing. One is asking about all the neurons. All right. So give me the answer to this one. Nerve fibers are insulated from one another by perineurium, endoneurium, fascicles, epineurium, blood vessels. What's the answer? The answer is endoneurium. You are very correct. Okay. Okay, look at this question. What's a ganglion? A, B, C, D, E. Let's go, guys, quickly. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on, where is everybody? Are you guys sleeping already? So in the PNS, that PNS is what is very important. So pay attention to that. The answer is C, cluster of cell bodies in the PNS. So they asked about perineurium, the one that's wrapping the fascicles. Remember that. I'm not going to discuss that. Yeah. So look at this. Which of the following branches of the spinal nerve has the cell bodies of only sensory neurons? Only sensory. Only sensory. We have the posterior or the dorsal root, anterior or the ventral root, posterior ramus, anterior ramus, meningeal branch. Quickly, guys. Posterior or the dorsal root, anterior or the ventral root, posterior ramus, anterior ramus, and meningeal branch. Come on, guys. Yes, posterior. Remember I told you, remember the root gives rise to the spinal nerve, then the spinal nerve divides into the ramus, right? So you remember the posterior carries the only the sensory, anterior carries the motor. You understand? So you need to remember this. They always test it. You know what mixed nerve is? That's afferent and efferent fibers. So I don't need to ask that question. This question is a little somehow. Make sure you don't get this kind of question wrong. Look at the question. Very somehow. Somatosensory does not refer to. You understand the point? The point is that they want to confuse you. So that's the point. You understand? So I'm gonna hold on, receptors. I'm gonna give you options. Joints. Look at the options, guys. Bones and muscles, joints. Bones and muscles is A, joints A, B, proprioceptors C, the viscera D, the skin E. Which of the following branches of spinal nerve has the cell bodies of the, or rather, sorry, somatosensory does not refer to sensory signals from the dash. Does not refer to. Somatosensory does not refer to sensory signals from the dash. Come on, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. Somatosensory has to do with skeletal, moving from somatic, going up, sensory, all right? So it has nothing to do with visceral. It's as simple as that. That's the obvious choice. So look at this question. Don't know if I'll be able to finish this night. Look at this question. The options. Look at the options. That a dash is a cord-like organ composed of numerous dash. A, nerve fiber nerves. B, nerve fiber axons. C, nerve axons. D, nerve fiber cell bodies. E, nerve cell bodies. Yes, the answer to that question is C, nerve axons. So a nerve is a cord-like organ composed of numerous what? Numerous axons. So please remember that, because there are other questions like that. Have a distal branch of the spinal nerve. So everybody knows this one now. So okay, so let's check out this plexus. So which plexus is that? C5T1. Which plexus is that? C5T1. Is it cervical? Is it brachial? Is it coccygeal? Is it sacral? Is it lumbar? Cervical plexus, brachial plexus, coccygeal plexus, sacral plexus, and lumbar plexus. Quickly, guys. Yes, it's brachial. It's brachial. So remember that cervical plexus is C1 to C5. They will give you that number in exam. C1 to C5 is cervical. C5 to C1 is brachial. L1 to L4 is lumbar. L4 to S4 is sacral. And S4, S5, and CO1 is coccygeal. So you have to remember, they always ask these kind of questions, all right? In pathology, you learn all this clump-based paralysis, Duchenne paralysis, in some of those regions. But for now, just know the numbers and know the particular plexus that it represents, because they will ask you in your exam. All right? And I'm jumping all those kind of questions. So look at this question. Yes, brachial is correct. The anterior region of the spinal nerves form more nerve plexuses in all regions except where? Are you waiting for options? Okay, thoracic, cervical, lumbar, sacral, lumbar, and sacral. Quickly, guys, quickly. Quickly, guys. Options: thoracic, cervical, lumbar, sacral, lumbar, and sacral. We are wasting too much time on one question. Remember, we have 2 more topics, which is not even possible. Anyway, there are videos, so you can always use the videos to look it up. One, two, three, four, five, six. So the answer is thoracic. Yes, you guys are so correct. The answer is thoracic. Okay. So let's see. You need to know some of the nerves that comes from those. I won't be asking those questions, so that I'll be faster. Some of the nerves that comes from the plexuses, like the cervical plexus, is the phrenic nerve. The lumbosacral plexus is the sciatic nerve, right? Yes. So you have to remember some of those plexuses. Okay, this question. Look at this question, guys. I'll give you the options. This is A. This is B. This is C. This is D. This is E. Come on, let's go. Come on, guys, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. We have limited time. Okay, the answer is C. It's a very straightforward stuff, so I don't see why the delay. So look at this question, guys. Yes, the answer to that question is C, guys. Look at this particular question. Painful, stretch, flexor, tendon, and crust. A nurse pricks your finger to type your blood. You flinch at the pain, pulling your hand back. This is called the dash reflex. Painful reflex, stretch reflex, flexor or withdrawal, tendon cross extension. Okay, I'll give you two more questions now. Hurry up, guys. Yeah, that's flexor. Yes, that's flexor or withdrawal reflex. You're correct. So I'll give you 2 more questions here. Look at this question. Look at this question, guys. And look at this question. So those are the 2 questions I want to give you before I jump into the brain. The sensitivity of the muscle spindle is maintained by the dash. The fibers that carry the action potential that cause skeletal muscles to contract are dash. So I expect you to, give me the 2 answers in one line. All right. So these are options for you. You have the gamma motor neuron. We have the intrafisal fibers. We have the extrafisal fibers. We have the alpha. So pick the 2 answers from this option. The fibers that carry the sensitivity of the muscle spindle is maintained by dash. You put the answer. The fibers that carry the action potential that cause skeletal muscle to contract are dash. I want you to give me the 2 answers. Come on, guys. The sensitivity of the muscle spindle is maintained by dash. The fibers that carry the action potentials that cause the skeletal muscles to contract are dash. Give me the 2 options, guys. Come on, guys. Let's pick it up. You're supposed to give me 2 answers. You guys are giving me 1 answer. There are 2 questions there. So I want you to put the 2 answers in one line. All right? Somebody is doing exactly what I asked. Some others are confused about what is this boy saying? Like, some people are sleeping. This is how I know people that are sleeping. Yes, the answer is gamma and alpha. All right. So gamma motor neuron is the one that helps to maintain sensitivity of the muscle spindle. Why alpha motor neurons are the ones that carry the action potential that cause skeletal muscles to contract. Very important that you know that. Okay, I want to jump quickly. Oh boy, let me give you 20 minutes to the third, the brain and the spinal cord. For the autonomic nervous system, use the video. Even this one, you should use the video because I've already treated it on the video, and even now we can't finish answering that question right now before 10:30. All right. All right, guys. So the answer to that question is gamma and alpha. All right. Yes, gamma and alpha. Look at this question. What is the most posterior component of the brainstem? What's the most posterior component of the brainstem, guys? We have the pons, we have the medulla oblongata, we have the midbrain, we have the cerebellum, we have the diencephalon. Quickly, guys. Give me that first energy you gave me before. One, two, three, four. Yes, the answer is medulla oblongata. Very important that we know that. Testing the microphone. Just testing the microphone, guys, so that you see some little things that they can ask. The right and the left cerebral hemisphere are separated from each other by what? Sulci, gyri, brainstem, longitudinal fissure, corpus callosum. This one is a giveaway, safe. I don't know why I asked it. Come on, guys. Come on. The right and the left cerebral hemisphere separated from each other. Or should we leave this and you guys will use the video? Because it's on the video. Because it seems you guys are tired. And me, I have a meeting in the next 20 minutes. Say our father has not been answering since he's saying we are not tired. I know why I'm asking now because, like, you know, like for real, it's still the same thing, even if you use the video, it's still the same thing. So the answer to that question is longitudinal fissure, guys. Look at this question. Yeah, look at this question. The gray matter. Look at this question, guys. Medulla corpus. So look at this question. The gray matter of the cerebrum forms a surface layer called the dash, and a deeper mass is called the dash, surrounded by white matter. We have the nuclei and the tracts. We have the cortex nuclei. We have cortex medulla. We have medulla midbrain. We have medulla nerves. Which one is the answer? The gray matter of the cerebrum forms a surface layer called the dash. It's always the surface. So the surface layer is the cortex and the deeper layer is the nuclei. That's correct. Okay, so let's move. Yes, it's very, very good that you understand it that way. Look at these guys. The pons and cerebellum arise from which secondary embryonic vesicle? Telencephalon, diencephalon, mesencephalon, metencephalon, myelencephalon. Quickly, guys. Pons and cerebellum. It says something cephalon. The pons met the cerebellum, right? So metencephalon. Okay. Which of the following structures appear as a large bulge just rostral to the medulla? The pons, the midbrain, cerebellum, medulla oblongata, hypothalamus. Are you asking what rostra means? Rostra means superior. Cauda means inferior. So they're asking you what is superior. So after medulla, what do you have? That's just what they're asking you. And it's pons, yes. I hope you understand that. After you were asking that question. You're welcome. Look at this question. Where is the third ventricle located? Diencephalon, midbrain, pons, medulla oblongata, and cerebrum. Yes. So the answer is diencephalon, you understand, which is made of both the thalamus and the hypothalamus. So that third ventricle is just, in between the two halves of the thalamus. Below it is the hypothalamus, all right? So it's very, very important that you understand it. The lateral ventricles are in the cerebrum, right? Then we have the lateral ventricles, interventricular foramen of Monro. Then you have the third ventricle, which is located in Diencephalon. Then you have the cerebral aqueduct, which is located in the midbrain. Then you have the what was the last one? The fourth ventricle, which is between the pons, the medulla, and also the cerebellum. You understand? So this is the configuration. This is the configuration of the entire thing. All right. So the answer to that question is diencephalon. You guys are so correct. This question is asking superficial to deep. You should list the meninges. It's something that all of you know, DAP. So I'm not talking about it. All these things are just superficial questions. Look at this. I don't think we'll be able to get into the main thing this night. So this is A. This is B. This is C. This is D. And this is E. Which one is not a function? Yes, the answer is C, to provide oxygen and nutrients to the nervous system, tissue. That's not a role, all right? Look at this question. Look at this question, guys. Yes, see. Cerebrospinal fluid is secreted by choroid plexus in the ventricles and reabsorbed by arachnoid granulations in the dash. In the dash. In the dash. Arachnoid granulation in the dash. Superior sagittal sinus A, reticular formation B, central canal of the spinal cord C, tegmentum D, substantia nigra E. Where is that arachnoid granulation located? Superior sagittal sinus A, reticular formation B, central canal of the spinal cord C, tegmentum D, substantia nigra E. What's your let's say? Come on, guys. Do you need me to write out the options for you to be able to pick it? Superior sagittal sinus. Yes, the answer is superior sagittal sinus, all right? Arachnoid granulation that entered the superior sagittal sinus. Very, very important. Look at this question. Which structures create the BBB? This is A. This is B. This is C. This is D. And this is E. Which structure creates the BBB? Blood-brain barrier. Gap junctions between endothelial cells that form the capillary cells. Tight junctions between the endothelial cells that form the capillary cells. Gap and tight junctions between the astrocytes and the endothelial cells that form the capillary cells. Walls. Desmosomes and tight junctions between the astrocytes and epididymal cells that form the capillary walls. Gap junctions between epididymal cells and endothelial cells that form the capillary walls. The answer is tight junctions between endothelial cells that form the capillary walls. Okay, guys. It's almost 10:30. So we have to stop here. I have something I have to do now. Sorry. Oh boy. Okay, so I wish I have time. I don't have the time to do the. Definitely, you get your diagram in your quiz now, in your lab stuff. That one is compulsory. The last chapter, there is a video for it, so go watch it. Even this one, there's a video for it. We did this one is just testing of the microphone question. There are more than 40 questions that you are supposed to be privileged to oversee. You should be able to see. So I will advise you now, go and if you've not been, I believe you should have watched all these videos by now. All right, video for the brain and the spinal nerves, you need to have watched it. And video for autonomic nervous system, please go and watch, especially the autonomic nervous system. Go and watch it, please. All of them, very, very important. Neuro is very, very big, so you know what I'm talking about. All right, so try to watch them very, very well. So maybe if we finish the first if you finish your first exam, maybe if we have time we can do review for the diagrams. You understand? Then give you some time before you come for the second one. All right. So try watch the videos, and also at the end part of the videos, I think there are diagrams. So look at those diagrams very, very well, because it's still the same diagram I'm going to show you for your exam. So you need to really do much better than this. All right. Yeah. Yes, all the reviews. Go and do it. The video, when I'm talking about video, okay, yes, the rapid review. I don't know again. But check the reviews. If you see review on neuro, it's the same question. Go and check it. And there is diagrams. We did diagram at the end of it. So go and check those same diagrams. All right. For the life review, neuro, go and check the diagrams. That's the same. It's the same thing. All right. I've done it before. So it's the same thing. I did it for people in last semester. So use that video. Extremely important. Okay. And for the autonomic nervous system, the video is already there. I posted it in Canvas for people that are in my class anyway. Okay, guys, I'm going to run off now. It's almost 10:30. As I said, I'm going to run off. And it's nice having you guys. You guys did well. It's not like you didn't do well. You did well. But, at the time, you started getting slow. See, so that's the problem. I thought I'm going to finish these 3 chapters, but it is what it is. So try to do what I said. If you have any question, you can always text me, and I will see you later. Thank you so much. I'm going to go off in 30 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. All right, see you guys later. Have a nice night.